Take a look at this thing. It's beautiful, isn't it? This is what we call a gorget. That's Gorget. It's a sort of pendant, a piece of jewelry. It's rather large, about 10 centimeters, and you wear it around your neck or chest. On the right side, you can see little perforations where the lanyard was strung once. And, well, what's going on in the carving? It's a bit of a grisly scene, it looks like. Well, in one hand, our young man is holding what looks to be a human head. Fun. And in his other hand is... what's that? Well, that's a stone mace. And those things, I'm sure, were pretty darn deadly. And on his face, you might see this sort of pattern around his eye. That pattern is sort of like that pattern around a hawk's eye. So perhaps he was trying to mimic a hawk, a sort of fast and deadly hunter. Who knows? Or maybe he just thought hawks were really cool. I don't know. What I can tell you is that this piece of jewelry is made of shell, and it comes from Tennessee. Tennessee was once home to the Mississippian culture. These people were diverse. They went, well, as their name implies, from the top of the Mississippi all the way down to the bottom of the Mississippi. The entirety of the river and stretching eastwards was their domain, where a lot of their influence in things such as mound building and the carving of gorgets was spread wide and far. Actually, I had the pleasure of visiting one of their mounds, not the grandest one in the world, but definitely a grand mound in Town Creek in North Carolina. Now, back to the gorget. I first saw this gorget when I was in my first archaeology class in my first year of college, and I thought it was just beautiful. The scene was grisly, sure, but it was just detailed and anatomically marvelous. The way his arms flex and bend, the way his mouth hangs slightly open as if he's about to say something, all the way up to his hair and his headdress, which is just elaborate, as you can see. It all just enraptured me. It was amazing. And I thought for a hot second, what if I made my own? Alright, so in the process to making one of these gorgets, you have to first get a really big hunkin' shell. Now, this type of shell is called a lightning whelk, and it comes from Gulf of Mexico, kind of Texas and southern United States area. Now, look at the spiral of the shell. It goes leftwards. Most shells actually do not go in this direction, they go rightwards, but this one goes in the other direction, which might have held some significance to the people who were using these shells to make gorgets with. Here's the tracing, and you can see I just went through with pencil and measured it out very, very roughly with my thumbs. As you'll soon find out, this was actually very incorrect. Oh, look at that innocent Christopher. He's about to embark on a journey that he cannot turn back from. He's going to do a lot of mistakes now. So you see this flake of rock I have, and now I'm going to etch out this incorrect outline of the circle for the gorget. And, okay, well, this is exciting. I hope you realize how long it took to simply cut out the circle for the gorget. It took so long. Like, look at this. It's not even, it's ridiculous. I mean, when you say it's not even funny, it actually is kind of funny. So, yeah, it's pretty funny how long this took. But you can see this one little minute scratch, and that's literally all there is. So, yeah, wonderful. Anyhow, there's some more progress. Etch away. And, well, it's still not going anywhere. And the best part of it all is I'm doing it wrong. It's way too large. Like I said earlier, I measured incorrectly. But as you can see, I'm just going through with this incorrect measurement on the other side of the shell, and it's just all gonna go to hell. I'm gonna slap myself in the forehead later today. So this is the correct measurement, and it's about the size of a credit card, believe it or not. A credit card is about 9 to 10 centimeters in length, and the Gorget was also about 10 centimeters. So you can see I did it a little bit larger than the credit card, but this is closer to the proper size. And here we have the new outline that's been kind of etched out. And the funny thing is I'm doing this in front of my dorm at college. I'm just sitting there with some rocks, and people just come and see me sitting there like a weirdo with rocks and a gigantic shell, and I don't know what people think of me. Anyways, here you can see I've made some progress. You can see I have a little bit of light shining through. In fact, I took out a little piece right there. Wow, that's like 4 days of work. It feels so good. And now we can see more progress. And what I'm doing here is I'm just hammering that flake just to knock out thin parts a little quicker. And this just speeds up the process just a little bit, just to make it a little bit easier. And you can see I am so close at this point, and it is just painful. It is absolutely painful watching this so slowly and tantalizingly go by. Ah, look at that. It's beautiful. Would you believe that I actually snapped it off before that shot, and that whole thing was a fake out just so it looked cool? You don't believe me. It'd probably be better if you didn't. So here you can see my little document that I'm going to print out for the purposes of getting the etching exactly right. And this little image is one of a couple just to get the size right. And you can see on Google where I got it just there. And it's just a nice little diagram. Thank you to whoever made that. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch, and just to make sure that whichever one there is the right size, because I don't know the actual size of the paper. And after absolute hell with the printers and wandering all over campus, and oh, well, that's a funny little thing. What is this? Oh, thanks, Dad. You're not helpful. Anyways, well, now we have a whole bunch of copies. And now I have to find out which one is precisely 10 centimeters, which is the size I want. So, that looks like 9.5 centimeters, sort of. That looks like a little closer to 9. Okay, that's a little too small. Okay, we're gonna go with that one. Yes. And in fact, it's actually a little too small because I made a mistake in cutting out the shell. But whatever, it's fine. It's only about half a centimeter's worth of difference. Anyways, you glue it in now, and this is a really good method if you want to replicate carvings or etchings. You just get a diagram of it, or make one in MS Paint or something, print it out, and then glue it onto whatever you're trying to etch out. But yeah, you can see now, all I have to do is let the glue dry, and I can scrape away at the lines with whatever tool I have at hand. In this case, I used a very nice knife that I bought a while ago. And, oh, get out of the frame. This is a horrible shot. Can you please move your hand? Oh, there we go. Oh, this is better. How are you holding the camera? Do you have a third hand? Well, I do have a third hand, sort of. Okay. Well, now we're going to carve, and it's actually quite boring. Yeah. I have like 10 minutes of this footage. It's kind of awful. But anyhow, now you can see I've made plenty of progress here. Now all that's left is the face and a bit of the hairdress of the guy, and wow, it's looking really cool. Now, the etching isn't going to be done when I'm all through with this. It's only the first outline. I'm going to have to go over and deepen into a lot more work in the future, but for now I can go ahead and remove all this paper, which is now stuck on here. But it's easy, because it's just a stick of glue. So all I do is I start massaging it, essentially.
There's no happy endings here, though. I'm just going to rip it to shreds. I'm pretty sure your Thai massage parlor doesn't do that. I can take a little bit of spit and rub it in there and get it nice and moist, get that glue to release, and I actually moved to a damp towel also to just kind of help get it off. Now I'm just doing a little bit more work with my knife and some more sensual rubbing with the saliva. God, I hate narrating like this. And now it's almost done. Come on, Chris, you can do this. I believe in you. Come on. Oh, you're so good at this. Wow. Why do I have 3 minutes of this footage? Let's speed this up, alright? Yeah, that's more like it. And now, finally, you can barely see it, but I have a little outline. And I rubbed in some charcoal just to kind of help make it pop a little more.
So now I'm just walking down to my university's geology department to steal a very special sort of plant. Oh, hello there, dinosaur. Wow, you're handsome tonight. Anyways, this right here is horsetail. And horsetail has a ton of silica in it. Now, silica it's basically sand, little microscopic bits of sand. And you know what? It's sort of like sandpaper, except it's a plant. So it's sand plant? Whatever the case, I got a whole bunch and brought it back. And this stuff works better when it's dry, but still works when it's green. And as you can see, now I can rub it all over the shell. And hopefully just polish it down, get it nice and smooth. Ooh, wow. You're going really fast, Chris. It's almost like I sped up the video. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of dust on the desk now accumulating. I really should have worn a mask when I did this. There it is on the stock, so you can see it's working. I would say it's not as good as modern sandpaper, but you know what? It does its job. Beautiful. Alright, so now I finally have the shell all finished and ready. The gorget, well, barely fits the shells anymore. I've done a lot of grinding and working ever since I cut it out with stones like this one. It's a piece of Georgetown flint. I didn't have this when I started the project, but you know, whatever. And then let's see, it's about 9 centimeters. So about a centimeter under the original in diameter. But I would say it's pretty perfect otherwise. Yep. A little less than 9 there, so it's a little ovular. But apart from that, it's pretty much perfect. And yeah, there's a couple dings and dents here and there. So you can see right there, and some scratches there. I could have smoothed that out if I really used the horsetail a bunch, but I didn't feel like it. It's alright. But there you have it.